could just settle down. Ritesh, thanks for making the time and spending time with us today. Um, to start off, I'm going to tell you that about 7 to 8 years ago, in Bombay, you had done a session somewhere in Juhu, and I was in the audience, and I was just so awestruck because look at this, like 20-something guy killing it, raising like so much money and trying to see such a big dream that can intimidate so many people. And I feel personally for me, you've been the kind of poster child for Indian startups since the very beginning. So I'm going to start off the question from that front. You've been in media spotlight since a very very young age, and that can be fantastic and have its own cons in many ways. What's your takeaway from that, like as a teenager and as an early 20s individual, you were right on taking all the heat from the media, taking all the adulation from youngsters in India. How, like, what's that feeling like?
Yeah, hey, thank you so much for having me here. Um, I think Delhi's weather has only continued to get better. So what you see today is not the usual standard, the sunny spring weather that we have here. But look, I think first off, thanks for having me here. It's a very unique set of folks that you have at the conference. So for the first time, I got probably 10 different pings who were all influencers saying, well, I'm an influencer, but want to pursue entrepreneurship full time. I had only thought that the other way around is true when I was coming to this conference. So I'm really looking forward to this. To this question of media, right? I think fundamentally we all in the world of social media by design, but also in the world of business in general, um, are out there in, whether you like it or not. So my first tryst with media was where I got a lot of adulation, right? So for a few years, I think we got more love and respect than frankly we deserved. Because we were just one more consumer brand trying to build a business in the business of hospitality. I'm sure there were many other companies in India and overseas trying to do that. But on the other hand, I thought we also got more criticism than we deserved as a follow up of it. I think for me personally, I have tried to deal with it in two different ways. The first is, and I think it is relevant for a 20-something creator today, when they get their first big, adulation-driven news cycle, or a news cycle where they get pulled down, is to just accept that this cyclicity will always exist. You will have some situations where people will love you so much that you are the best, कि आपने जो create किया है उससे बेहतर कुछ हो नहीं सकता. And then there will be 2 weeks later, people will pull you down saying that जो आपने किया है, that is the absolute biggest trouble that could exist. And I think you should just accept and move on. At least that's how I have tried to deal with it.
So you try to keep your calm, don't get overjoyed by the highs, don't get too emotional and disappointed about the lows. I
In
think
short, just watch more matches of MS Dhoni and try to emulate him.
I fully agree. I fully agree, and I think any leader or anyone that's running a business, even I have derived so many lessons from that guy, because it's just that be stoic in a sense, right? That don't let yourself be swayed away by all the adulation, because maybe the same people will be the first ones to also bring you down when you're having a bit of a bad time. Something similar to what Jasprit Bumrah posted yesterday on his story, which said that the congratulations and the photo had like millions of people versus the support, which had like two people. So I feel like, yeah, I think it's best to keep your cool, and creators these days, because it's an online world. The love and the hate are so immediate, and they're so impromptu that it can quickly get to your head as well. I'll jump on to my next question, which is more for my curiosity. I'm someone who's born and brought up in Bombay, and yet I feel like in many situations I have social anxiety. I'm a bit of an introvert. As someone who's come from a small town of Raigada, right? How do you find the confidence um, to to be in the same room as like legends like Peter Thiel or Masa and whatnot? How do you feel like if I'm a small town kid today? Like what's your tip for me? How should I ensure that I can jump up the ranks? How I can make that leap in my life? What is it that I should be focusing on?
Yeah, look, today I think first off, the creators are a huge example. Today, creators are coming from places that you had never heard about. I recently got a video forward that Raigada also has an Instagram creator who's gotten like whatever 50,000 followers, and he's like the big star in town. So I think creators come from everywhere in India today and around the world, because that's the power of internet. That with internet you could be in Raigada or you could be in New York, and you could have similar dreams. So then the difference is who wants it more and who's probably slightly more risk taking and more driven to get that outcome. So for me personally, I have to be honest. I think I continue to feel that I have no business getting all the opportunities that I have gotten. मुझे लगता है कुछ तो मतलब गलती से मौका मिल गया है.
That's very humble of you.
Right?
That's
अभी
not true.
छोड़ना
That's very
नहीं.
humble of you.
No, but I genuinely feel that way, and I can tell you that most people will relate with it. I'm sure when you speak to a lot of creators who have become very successful or entrepreneurs, they'll tell you that one fundamental thing, naturally, if you work hard, the probability of luck goes up. But luck does have a role to play in wherever one gets to. But I think coming to your specific question, that how do you get the confidence no matter where you come from? I think there are two or three things. The first is you have to recognize that confidence and humility can exist in the same person at the same time. So कई बार people confuse both of them, and I think the more you can consider that you can be humble in saying that I don't know a few things but still be confident, I think that helps. Second है कि you should know that if you work hard, it shows. So, if you're a creator and you created some content and you put your heart into it rather than just put it out, it shows. The little attention to detail shows. Same for business, right? Like if you built a business where you've put in significant amount of effort, it shows. And if you haven't, sometimes we haven't also, it shows, right? Like yesterday I'd stayed at an Oyo hotel. It was by and large okay. But as a founder, much like creators, you will find fault in everything. So I sent like multiple messages saying, ye bhi theek karo, various things, right? So I think that's the second, that having a pursuit of excellence continuously. And if you do it, aapke andar confidence naturally aayega. And the last one is, you don't have to become anyone. I think the reason why you are in one of those rooms is because there is something unique in you, and hence just being comfortable in your skin. मुझे लगता है तीन चीज़ें से फिर, and आपने बुमराह की बात करी. Bumrah is pretty weird bowling action, right? For any benchmark fast bowler. And I think today he is the greatest fast
Number
bowler
one.
of Indian, I think Indian history.
I agree. So all time one of the best out
Yes.
there.
And not a bowling style that is standard.
Correct.
He's had injuries because of it.
Yeah.
He's been dropped from the side many times because of it. But he never gave up. He said, Matlab, the reason why I get to play in this squad is because that bowling action gets me results. So I will not leave it. So I think, back in the day when I was still in my early school, Harbhajan Singh used to be that person, right? Like his bowling action was a little, unique. I know Kohli tried to replicate that a few times. But I think just being comfortable in your own skin. Matlab, even in creation, right? Like I feel like a lot of creators say that I build this content, but my dream is to build something else.
Right.
But if you're very good at something, just do more of it and become a better version of yourself. Nothing stopping you from experimenting,
Right.
but there's no point replicating, because then the incumbent is good enough.
Have your own kind of voice out there and don't shy away from it.
At least that's my learning, that being comfortable in your skin helps.
Absolutely. Ritesh, we're seeing that I saw the vlogs that came out of Ayodhya. I saw that you also have a YouTube channel. Uh, is what's happening there? Are you actively uh, considering creating content? Are you liking the process? What take us through that journey? What's happening over there?
So I think it's a long story, but I'll try to summarize it. I was absolutely off social media until I would say mid of last year, or probably, yeah, sometime like that. More often than not, if some of you have checked out any of my social media, you'll see that it would possibly have some of the
Repurposed
repurposed
videos,
videos from one
yeah,
of the previous
podcasts or
podcasts that would
conversations
exist.
you've done. Yeah.
Absolutely right. So I basically was completely off social media to some extent. But for the first time, I think when I started thinking about content was when I used to speak to entrepreneurs, people who were our hotel owners as well, who are to some extent entrepreneurs. And people would say that, well, I watched that third podcast of yours and the story where you talked about how signages reduce the cost of marketing for you was very interesting. So I'm trying to apply it in my business.
Right.
Or somebody would say, Acha, I watched one of your videos where you talked about when you were transferring water from one tank to another and you were getting a telephone call for an investment of millions of dollars. I could relate with it because the reality is very different from the glamour that comes about entrepreneurship. And such stories I could relate with. So I think for me, it changed from like I would do the podcast only to make sure that friends were not unhappy. That is what the podcast context behind that was before that.
Okay.
But the outcome was very surprising to me. The outcome was that it was reaching so many people and it was changing people's lives in entrepreneurial perspective. That was fascinating to me.
Right.
So I had started something that was like that was Naropa Fellowship, where we gave equity-free, debt-free grants to some entrepreneurs because the TL Fellowship changed my life. So I thought,
Correct.
I'll try and help others. I felt there is no better way than
Giving it back.
creating content because
Yeah.
that can reach much broader set of people. If all this content can inspire people to either start, for people who have started to not give up, and for people who are not giving up to make their businesses even more successful, I think what better than that? So I think that sort of was my driver towards content, and I think
Right.
doing Shark Tank, which is airing as we speak, actually, or possibly some of the videos that you saw is a part of it. I think Ayodhya was a, again, complete serendipity, I would say, because I personally believe in spirituality. It is my personal choice. I have generally not liked to talk about it externally. But one of my colleagues who I was traveling to Puri with, he said, Ritesh, why are you here? I said, well, I want to make sure that before I go to Ayodhya, I come back to my home state. So he said, why don't you make a 30 seconds video about it? So I made a quick video. And then, there was a lot of feedback loop saying that, well, why don't you share the video from Ayodhya as well? So I shared it from Ayodhya as well. So I think it was not like it was planned. It just was an outcome.
Correct.
So I think I'm still debating whether how much I should talk about my spirituality. But the part of entrepreneurship is a deliberate choice.
Correct. So we're going to be expecting a lot more content coming out of Ritesh Agarwal here.
Yes, and I think a lot more content. And I think what I've learned is it has to be interesting enough. So
Right.
it can't just be plain Jane, something that you cannot relate with individually. So yes, a lot more interesting content.
Fantastic. And like you rightly said, right, content leads to impact and impact at scale. You don't know what kid you're able to inspire in what town of India, and they might end up picking up entrepreneurship as their ambition and as their motive, which might then lead to employment of more folks and whatnot. So, fantastic. We're looking forward to more videos from your side. And
So I think to the point on content, right? Content is making transformative impact in a manner that I couldn't imagine. So one of my earliest social video was made by Nas Daily.
I remember
Right.
seeing
So
that.
Nusair reached out to me and said, well, I heard about you from another TL fellow, Ben Yu. And Ben said great things about you, so I want to come shoot you. So I had watched few of his videos, so I said, sure, why don't you come? So he came in the morning at around 9 or 10 a.m. We shot until probably 12 or 1, and he left. So I thought that was it. And again, it was just a way of making sure that Ben's told somebody is very good, so I think I should shoot with him. That video, I think, got probably 150 million views or something like that. So then when I was in Saudi Arabia, when I was in Spain, when I was in Qatar, when I was in Kuwait, in places which are just Philippines, I have like for the first time I'd go to these countries.
People are taking selfies with you.
More than selfies, people have researched about our business and they have opinions about, well, why have you opened your hotels in Taif and not in Tabuk yet in Saudi? And I felt like, how do you even know about our company?
Correct.
And they say, we watched it in one of the videos. So I think, and by the way, he's now started a travel company called
Yeah.
Nas Travel,
Yeah.
which is built on the back of community.
Yeah.
I was seeing, I don't think that a country like Mongolia would have gotten as much tourism by itself as it would have gotten because
Absolutely.
of somebody
After
like
the
him.
summit.
Yes,
Yeah.
after the NAS summit. So I think fundamentally, content can make long-lasting, large-scale impact, but it just takes time. Nothing happens overnight.
Do you think content creators can make for good entrepreneurs? Because I have a controversial opinion on that. I feel like content creation is such a full time job that you can't also possibly run a business along with it. And I could be totally wrong, and there can definitely be exceptions. But I feel just the norm is that you could either focus on content full time, or you could primarily run a business and then do content on the side. What's your opinion on this?
Yeah, look, I think naturally, I think let me actually begin with my opinion. I genuinely believe that a creator can be an entrepreneur or a business person together at the same time. So, different opinion, but I will explain why. I believe content creators sort of have a similar challenge like that of an entrepreneur, which is they have to identify a gap in the market about what kind of content there is a need of. Nobody else is serving it, and I will make it available. Second, they have to be fundamentally contrarian. Because if you do what the mass is doing,
You will not get the views.
you will not become a dominant creator. You have to
Correct.
do something that is contrarian. And that's true for an entrepreneur also, right? Like when I was starting my business, most people told hospitality business karna hi nahi chahiye. Bad idea. E-commerce
Making है and all that कि नहीं हो पाएगा.
हाँ मतलब it's so asset heavy, so painful. No hotel business done very well. E-commerce कर लो, सब e-commerce कर रहे हैं आजकल, right? Like that, and that was probably 5 years after Flipkart. So it was a time when Flipkart was multi-unicorn, very popular. It's unique e-commerce कर लो. So for me, I think I learned that contrarian होना entrepreneur के लिए और content creator के लिए मतलब मूल भाव मतलब requirement है. उसके बाद में I think there is another thing which is very similar between content creator and entrepreneur. You have to be, if you want to make it sustainable, you want to be reasonably commercially savvy. Right? Like if you buy the most expensive equipments, if you spend months and months altogether and don't put your content out, like nobody has infinite capital. Right? Even Twitter's owners have to make money from it, right? The other flip of it is same in entrepreneurship. In entrepreneurship, a lot of entrepreneurs can become so much in love with their product. They'll say, Matlab, I want to create like the nicest thing, and they can put massive capital behind it. Like you see so many companies that after 6 months, 1 year are still WIP. Because, and by the time the resources run out. So I think ability to make sure that you have a sense of commercial astuteness is also crucial. So I think all of these characteristics are inherently similar. Now, where does it change? What changes is the purpose. I'm a big believer in Naval's perspective that are you, are you wealth seeking
Status.
or are you status seeking?
Yeah.
I think fundamentally, and nothing's right or wrong, but you have to, at some point of time, decide what is the purpose behind the pursuit. Is the purpose wealth creation, or is the purpose status? And I think that will make life much easier to make decisions.
That adds a lot of clarity for creators trying to be entrepreneurs. And like you said, right, some points were just bang on that you need to be contrarian, both as an entrepreneur and as a creator. If you just do what the masses are doing, then there's not much value to it. Um, Tell me one thing. I mean, you must have seen now that dropping out has become the cool thing, right? It's like, yeah, no one wants to talk about the colleges they've gone to because they want to have that tacky name of the college dropout too. You did this way before it was ever cool. You did this when this was a taboo, honestly. When this was looked down upon. कि अरे पागल है क्या कॉलेज क्यों छोड़ रहा है so like what was that challenge like back in the day, and what would you suggest, you know, kids today, should they pursue education if they are dropping out? What should the reason of dropping out be?
देखिए मैं शायद थोड़ा आउट ऑफ टच हूँ because until a few months back when some entrepreneurs reached out and messaged saying that I am a dropout and bracket mein although I went to college XYZ, I couldn't figure how can you go to a college and still be a dropout. But that's probably what you're saying.
Right.
Ki, I think the dropout tag has become cool. I think that's wrong, by the way. I don't think that dropping out is cool. That's my personal opinion. Not because I have the sense of conformity, जो generally होता है कि college जाना ही चाहिए. I don't have that. But here is my perspective. So back in the day when I stopped out of college, there's an interesting story actually behind it. Let me tell you that. So 12वीं के बाद में parents told you have to go to some college. Like if you go to no college, it's not acceptable to us. My parents were in Odisha. I was starting my company here in Delhi, lived in a Barsati in one of the western part of Delhi. So for me personally, I figured out कोई college admission के लिए. I went there for 2 days. और उसके बाद में I never went there. तो 5 या 6 महीने बाद dad came visiting and he thought it's morning, so he would go visit me at the college. So he goes there and then the folks there say that he's never come here. He calls me saying, where are you? I say, I am at office. He says, what office are you at? Right? So I said, I'm building this company. We should talk. And Papa was always relatively more chill, right? Like mom was the person who was always that
Education complete करना
हाँ,
है.
खत्म करना है, biodata अच्छा बनना है,
बिल्कुल.
things like those. So Papa comes and he says, what are you doing? So I explain. I also had kept 2 or 3 of my entrepreneurial friends with me,
Right.
saying कि आप भी समझा देना. So I must give credit. That time, there's this person called Rishi Khyani. I don't know, you know Rishi?
No, I'm not.
Rishi runs a few content businesses. Used to be at Times Internet at that point in time. So I'd gotten few friends and I told, आप भी थोड़ा convince करना पापा को. So they also tried their best to convince. So at the end, dad said that I am absolutely fine. But the decision is with the mom. What happens next? So then they said that unfortunately we can't do anything about. You and your son should figure that out. So and dad spoke. So dad said, here's the way to convince mom. We're going to tell her that a lot of other kids between 12th grade and undergrad are taking a gap year. So this is going to be your gap year. If in this year you're not successful, you go back to college. But if you are, then it's okay, you can pursue this. So I thought this was a great logic, but I told him, you know that I have no intentions of going back, right? He said, sure, but like he left it in gray area. He said, देख लेंगे 6 महीने बाद.
बाद में देख लेंगे.
बाद में देख लेंगे. अभी के लिए माँ को समझा लेते, because I also have to go back home
Correct,
and get
correct.
fed by her only. So it's better that we close it. And so I think the learning that I have is that as young people, more often than not, there is this, especially when you're teenage, right? Like there's this challenge of saying that my parents don't understand. And my general perspective is to say that you have to convince the world that what you're doing is right. That starts at home. It's hard work. It takes more engagement. It will not be easy. But I suggest that you spend the effort to convince your own family, because like that's the first group that you get around
Absolutely.
yourself, is my sense.
No, I agree, because I just feel like, your mom and dad don't have the wrong intention for you ever. They just don't want to see their kid hungry and poor. Right.
Oh no, like my mom always said कि even after we had like thousands of hotels.
Yeah.
She used to say तुम गलत संगत में पड़ गए हो, तुम्हें गलत लोगों ने ये entrepreneurship सिखा दिया है.
Did
Right.
she still ask you after 1,000 hotels कि MBA कब करोगी?
No, she said अच्छा वो इग्नू एक है जिसपे वो correspondence में like she genuinely thought that I was not good enough for college. I said no, मतलब like look at my scores until 12th grade, I did really well. It just like I said, the Thiel Fellowship acceptance rates are lower than Ivy Leagues, so you have to do really well to get in there. But anyway, I think I'll tell you when it changed for her. So Startup India was getting launched 2016. And Prime Minister is on stage and he says, मैं जब रितेश को सुनता हूँ मुझे लगता है कि मैं एक चाय वाले ने होटल चेन का विचार क्यों नहीं किया. And she was listening to it on national television. So she messages me because until that day she could only see like 2 Oyos from her house. And she thought I ran only those 2 hotels. तो she would say अच्छा वो टैंक में जो रंग है वो थोड़ा छूट रहा है उसको चेंज करवा दो. And I used to
That's
say
so
मतलब
cute.
So I think that day she thought that I must be doing, and entrepreneurship in itself is not a bad thing, right? Like she thought, matlab, if the leader of the country is talking about startups, then it must, like this galat sangat wala perspective is definitely incorrect. And I think the same happened with him being on YouTube recently, saying that, on YouTube channel, like, subscribe, and bell icon dabaye, right? I thought that that is a huge validation for creators as a follow-up. So I think in everybody's families, this is a story. Some of us may talk about it or not, depending on how cool we find it. But we have to make sure that we make the most out of it.
Absolutely. He also spoke at the YouTube Fan Fest.
Yes.
And that's when I feel like the creators that I have interacted with, they had that momentary shift with their parents as well. That अच्छा यार अब मोदी जी भी बोल रहे हैं तो कुछ तो होगा यार इसमें कुछ तो करियर जैसा दिख रहा है हमें भी. I'll ask you the last question and then we'll open it up to the audience. You have like thousands of employees. You run a huge team. What like what was the early days like? Like what was the hiring process like? How did you pick your leaders? Also, the question is for someone who's such a young entrepreneur trying to build at scale, the people you're hiring in many cases are probably more experienced and elder to you. How do you manage that dynamic? What's the one piece of advice you'd give to this is for the younger entrepreneurs that are really dreaming big and want and the world's their oyster in many ways. What's an advice for them?
Yeah, look, I'll probably say 3 things. The first one is, I think as entrepreneurs slash creators, and pursuant to this conference, I'm sort of using them interchangeably. I think storytelling is a very critical part of the job, that you have to believe in the purpose that you have. And good news is you storytell anyway in the content you create, but being able to authentically, without any embarrassment, share it with your customers, your business partners, your potential team members is crucial. In the new world we live in, people buy the why more than the what, right? Like people sort of buy, this is why this product makes sense, right? Versus that of, it's a commodity and I will use whatever I get. And those consumer choices are evolving very quickly, and those career choices are also hence evolving very quickly. So if people believe in your purpose, your cause, your own story, I think people will relate with it. So for example, if you see people who work with me, almost all of them come from tier 2, tier 3 towns, especially in the leadership. I think the broader company, of course, a lot of people come from all walks of life. The people who chose to work with me in the early days, they're people who did well in education, but always had this sense that they wanted to make an impact far bigger than they were making in their professional lives. Because they could relate with the story of saying that in Patna, in Ludhiana, in various places where they come from, they could relate with the same problems I related with, and they could relate with the same dreams that I saw. So I think it's important that authenticity in your storytelling comes out. Second is, it's hard work, and nothing better than referrals. It's very tactical, but I think referrals has been my number one go-to strategy for recruiting. there are people you will find जिनको देख के लगेगा कि this is the kind of person I wish I could work with. And maybe that person is not available. All you should ask them that who are the 3 people that you believe are the best people I should work with. And you'll find that naturally they will not recommend you people who they don't respect. They'll also recommend you people who they respect, which means they're similar to the kind of people you're searching. So that's the second one. And third one is share wealth as much as you can. So if you're a creator and you monetize, share upside of that monetization beyond compensation. If you're an entrepreneur, share by means of ESOPs or other formats, because for the first time in India, it is possible that you can be quote unquote an employee and be a multi-millionaire in a few years
Because
by
of
pursuing a
ESOPs.
professional path
correct.
due to ESOPs. And I think the more that word gets spread around, the more high quality professionals will want to become risk taking. I have seen this in my own journey. When my colleagues became multimillionaires, their friends in traditional careers said that maybe I am in the wrong place. I should also move to this startup land. Now, they may not have come and joined OYO particularly. They may have gone and joined any other startup.
Right.
But I think we owe it to each other that the more wealth distribution we create, because, look, I think as entrepreneurs, we'll all do all right regardless. But if professionals also create that kind of wealth, they will pay it forward. They will become entrepreneurs. They'll invest further. So it will create an ecosystem which is valuable for everyone in the long term and without much cost to the entrepreneur in itself.
Correct, absolutely. So share your wealth and look out for people that will cheer for you. I'm sure those folks that joined you from Patna and other cities were like, this guy, we will back him because he's seeing the same dream that we always wanted to. And I'm glad. Thank you for this beautiful chat. We'll open this up to questions. Want to make this super interactive. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Anurag. Thank you so much for such a nice session. For me personally, it was one of the most valuable sessions, so thanks both of you for that. I want to ask you that if we have an aggregator model and if we are bridging the gap between the customer and the supply side, so it's kind of like a chicken and egg problem in the beginning, whom to approach first. So should we create the demand or should we bring the supply on board? So how did you approach it in OYO for hotels and customers, and how should be the approach in other industries as well?
I think that's a great question, and I will respond to it both as a entrepreneur and a budding creator. I think, please sit. I think I have always believed in this chicken and egg race, because even in content creation, that's the issue, right? Do you put your content out first or do you get distribution first? Or do you create the content that you like first or do you create distribution first? I think my view is that between the chicken and egg, it's a controversial way to put it. Chicken came first.
We have this answer from Ritesh. Chicken came first.
That's my opinion. The reason I believe is the equivalent in terms of supply and demand is I believe supply should come first. And the way to solve it, at least how I did it at OYO, is that I asked myself, what is the segment where there is significant amount of customer demand exists, but supply doesn't exist? I figured 1500 रुपए में साफ सुथरा कमरा गुड़गांव के साउथ सिटी हुडा सिटी सेंटर मेट्रो स्टेशन के पास में अवेलेबल नहीं है. जो भी वो लाके देगा उसका सारा सामान बिक जाएगा. It was as simple as that at that point of time. Of course, over time we have data models which allow us to make network planning, all kinds of jargons I can share. But at that point of time, the first hotel was very simple कि साउथ सिटी हुडा सिटी सेंटर के पास कोई भी कमरा अगर 1500 रुपए में साफ सुथरा कोई देगा तो बिक जाएगा. So I tried to add that value to the customer's life. I did not have distribution myself. So I used distribution of ClearTrip. ClearTrip was my first distribution partner. And on ClearTrip, I said there are 3 ways of sorting. Sort by price, sort by popularity, sort by rating. So I said every day my rooms will start at 999. So I would be number 1 on sort by price. Every time 3 rooms sold, I will increase the price because I would have become popular, because the number of bookings in the city was very little back in the day. It was
Correct.
10 years back or 9 years back. And the entire hotel staff was incentivized on the ratings, which meant if the ratings went good, we could increase the price even further and get to sort by rating as an outcome. Once the customer came, I created my own distribution. In some way, you can parallel integrate that to content creation also. What's the kind of content that people are hungry for that you will create? Once you create it, how do you make sure that you get distribution? Initially, you get distribution by figuring out, similar to ClearTrip's search algorithm, what's the algorithm that you want to try and optimize for Instagram, LinkedIn, or whichever social channel you want to lead in, and use that to get your first win. And once you get your first win, network effects work in both aggregator model as well as in content creation. So I have believed that India fundamentally is supply hungry more than demand hungry. There's a lot of demand. There's just good, unique supply that is missing, and companies should solve for that. That's my view.
Thank you.
That's a brilliant answer. Thanks for the solid question. Yeah.
Can I
Go behind. Okay, sorry, you have the mic already.
Hi Ritesh, hi Viraj. I'm Rakshit, so I'm a startup founder myself. Ritesh, being a founder and then being on national TV and also being an influencer, coming into that zone of being an influencer, at times we as founders think we should also start creating content because it gives an extra edge when you have to hire good talent, attract good talent, and also build another level of distribution which can help you in future. But there's an opportunity cost to it. Your business gets impacted. You get defocused onto multiple things. I want to understand from your point, what do you think is the impact when you start creating certain content, building your distribution, number one. Number two, you've been investing in startups as well. Do you personally recommend these founders that start getting your distribution because of XYZ reasons, which might boost their business? As we saw in the case of Boat, before the first episode of Shark Tank, Boat wasn't the most surged brand for your daily consumer electronics, right? But that increased their sales a lot, and because of Aman being a very honest shark and just being one of the best influencers in the entrepreneurial ecosystem. So what's your take on these 2 points?
No, I think this is a great question. I will address the second one first and the first one second. I think I fully agree with you that Aman is an incredible shark. We did our first deal together. And I think he brings a sense of authenticity, which is, which I think has also helped the tank over the years. I think every shark has brought a unique context, but I think Aman specifically really truly embodies his brand, right? Like whenever you see him, you can feel like there is some music, around. I think, and he's of course a great friend to have, of course. Flipping back to your question of saying that, do I recommend companies I invest in, founders to create content or not? Look, here's a very interesting statistic. If you look at the world's 10 most followed Instagram handles, weirdly not one of them is a company handle, right? Probably even if you expand it to 50, you will not find it.
Yeah.
They're all individuals. So you have to recognize that in this new world we live in, people don't relate with entities, organizations as much as they relate with individuals. That's the reality that we live in. So in some way, it's not going to be much of a choice in the long term for one to tell their story themselves. And if the wealthiest person on earth, Elon Musk, believes that he should tell his story, like he has order of a magnitude more followers than Tesla, Twitter itself, on Twitter, X on X, rather. I think that demonstrates that people are voting with their foot on saying that we want to fundamentally listen from individuals because we can hold individuals accountable. So you should not see it as extra distribution, extra business. You should see it as fundamentally the way your company handles are reaching out to your customers, merchants, businesses, potential employees, communities, the same way your handles are. But your handles, if they become very corporate-ish, nobody will follow you or nobody would want to engage. You have to genuinely be yourself. Now, you could be anyone, right? Like if you, and you explain the Shark Tank. On the Shark Tank, people are, both for good or bad reason on social media saying that you look or you sound the most different from everybody else among the sharks. But that's me. I think, and I wear it on my sleeve. And I think if you try to be anyone else, people can tell. So it's important to just be yourself, and people. There will be a set of people who will like you for who you are, and make sure that you continue to engage with them. So the short answer is, don't see it as a distraction. If you're doing anything in it which is a distraction, don't do those. But if you believe that you're genuinely storytelling, you're telling about your own story, your business's story, or like what you believe in, what you don't believe in, I think people will relate with it entirely.
But on the flip side, at the early ages, when you're building something at the core, I have personally experienced this when we are onto that zone of building the company, building the product, and getting the sales pipeline done. It's very difficult to just switch out and think about, okay, let me even first create that story which I need to put up. Because at this point of time, I'm not, though there's a behind story, but I've not made it so big that people will find me as an influencer in their life.
I will answer this, but दोस्त फिर दूसरों के पास लेके जाएंगे.
Yeah, because
But
we need to cover more
the
people.
answer to this is, it's a simple answer actually. Look, entrepreneurship is hard, and you will find every day. मतलब आप business sales करोगे, तो आप finance में पीछे रह जाओगे. आप देखते होगे कि मतलब फिर credit बढ़ जाता है, तो collections पे काम, आप collections पे काम करते हो, तो sales गिर जाता है. Sales पे काम करते हो, तो hiring में कठिनाई आती है. Hiring करते हो, तो branding में तकलीफ होती है. This is just one more thing in that. This is the reality of a founder. कि you have to wear 15 hats every day. It's hard, but मतलब उसेन बोल्ट भी overnight नहीं बना था. तो जब शुरू किए थे, उन्हें भी समय लगता था. पर धीरे-धीरे करके बन जाएंगे आप भी. You have to
Thank
be
you so
at it.
much.
Thank
You'll
you,
do well.
thank you.
All the best.
Just pass the mic on at the end. Over there. Or you. Go on, you ask your question in the meantime.
Hello everyone. My name is Mohak Singla and I'm from BBA Marketing and I'm 20 years old guy. May I speak in Hindi, sir? Sir,
मैं भी हिंदी में सोचता हूँ और इंग्लिश में बोलता हूँ, तो मुझे भी ऐसे ही आसानी रहती है.
Thank you so much, sir. And sir, actually, in BBA Marketing mein, and in March I'm going to launch my website pantries.com. Basically, I'm from Sohna, near to Gurugram, like 25 kilometers away. So there is a small town, and there is a big opportunity which I realized. जब मैंने ग्रेजुएशन में एंटर किया था एंड अभी मेरा फाइनल ईयर ही चल रहा है, तो बिल्कुल सर दे लॉट्स ऑफ एकर्स ऑफ लैंड जो बिल्कुल फ्री थी, लाइक एंड बॉम्बे कनेक्टिविटी हुआ तो बिल्डर्स आए एंड 15 to 18 प्रोजेक्ट्स बढ़े एंड आउट ऑफ दैम hundreds of families, thousands of families lived. So like my father's own a kirana store, general store, and I also belongs to a Banya family. तो like मैं तो बचपन से गल्ला धंधा ये सब भी सीखा है and I want to do business. So in March like I planned कि मैंने डोमेन रजिस्टर के लिया है, वेबसाइट्स पे काम चल रहा है, प्रोडक्ट लिस्टिंग चल रही है. सो लाइक मैं ऑनलाइन ग्रॉसरीज ऐप डिलीवर लाइक ग्रॉसरीज के लिए FMCGs के लिए वेबसाइट्स बना रहा हूँ ताकि मैं डिलीवर कर सकूँ. तो बेसिकली सर वहाँ पे अमेजोन और फ्लिपकार्ट तो आता है, बट लाइक कोई भी ग्रॉसरीज का ऑनलाइन ऐप नहीं है, लाइक ब्लिंकिट, जेप्टो, डंसो, नथिंग एल्स. सो लाइक मेरे को था कि मेरे को कहीं से स्टार्ट करना है, तो मेरा लाइक क्वेश्चन ये कि लाइक फॉर समवन हु स्टार्टिंग न्यू जर्नी, तो लाइक क्या एडवाइस है, क्या चीज़ ऐसी है जो हमें माइंड में अपने लाइक 24/7 रखनी चाहिए कि स्टार्टिंग ए न्यू जर्नी. एंड सेकेंड थिंग लाइक हाउ टू एक्वायर द एक्विजिशन ऑफ द कस्टमर्स, लाइक ये अपने कस्टमर्स को कैसे इफेक्टिवली से, आपने बताया कि स्टोरी टेलिंग इज मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट.
मोहक थे सोना से हो?
यस सर, यस
चलो जी, बहुत अच्छा. सर मैं तो सोना बिल्कुल जानता हूँ.
थैंक यू सर.
हम देखिए, सबसे पहले तो आपके अंदर बड़ा एंथुजियाज्म है. सोना में मतलब बहुत रैपिड प्रोग्रेस हो रहा है जैसा आप बता रहे हैं, और सिर्फ सोना में नहीं, सोना, मानेसर, वो जो पूरा बेल्ट है, वहाँ पे रैपिड प्रोग्रेस हो रहा है. और मैं तो चलो हरियाणा में खुद रहता हूँ, तो मेरे लिए वैसे ही बहुत इंटरेस्ट है कि हरियाणा में और ग्रोथ हो. मुझे लगता है दो ही आपके लिए मेरे सुझाव होंगे। सबसे पहला है आपने देखा होगा कि नाइकी का जो टैगलाइन है वो क्या है?
जस्ट डू इट।
जस्ट डू इट। वो सबसे पहला मेरा आपके लिए सुझाव है कि जस्ट डू इट। आप इसको ज़्यादा सोचना समझना उससे मतलब मुझे लगता है मैं कई बार एंटरप्रेन्योर्स को देता हूँ जो 1 साल तक इंटरनेट पर रिसर्च करते हैं। आप जब कस्टमर के सामने जाएंगे ना तो आप देखेंगे कि मतलब ऑल दैट रिसर्च विल बी वर्थ नथिंग। आप उससे ज़्यादा वो आधे घंटे में सीख जाओगे। पहला वो है। दूसरा, कस्टमर्स कैसे लेके आओ? आप खुद ही कह रहे हो कि ब्लिंकिट नहीं है, जेप्टो नहीं है, तो आपके लिए ओपन प्लेइंग फील्ड है। आपके पिताजी का किराना स्टोर ऑलरेडी है,
सर मेरे पास इन्वेंट्री सपोर्ट सिस्टम लाइक
आपके पास इन्वेंट्री भी है और उनके कस्टमर्स भी हैं।
कस्टमर्स भी है।
पिताजी नाराज ना हो
नहीं
तो जितने कस्टमर्स आए उनको एक छोटा वाउचर दे दिया करो
Yes, sir.
कि अगली बार अगर ऑनलाइन डिलीवरी कराना चाहते हैं तो इस नंबर पे करवा लें या इस ऐप से करवा लें, जो भी आपके लिए बेहतर
Website,
कन्वीनियंस। तो आपके पास तो रेडी सोर्स ऑफ कस्टमर भी है
Yes, sir.
और एक बार वो कस्टमर्स खुश हो गए तो वर्ड ऑफ माउथ से आपका बिजनेस बढ़ जाएगा। हमारी जितनी बिजनेसेस इंटरनेट वर्ल्ड में चल रही हैं ना, सब वर्ड ऑफ माउथ से चल रही हैं। अब मार्केटिंग सब लोग करते हैं थोड़ा बहुत, बट मेजॉरिटी बिजनेस वर्ड ऑफ माउथ से ही बनती है। तो आप अपना कोर कस्टमर बनाइए और उसको बढ़ाइए। उसके बाद मैनी बेस्ट विशेस। आई होप आपका बिजनेस और सक्सेसफुल हो।
Thank
so
you.
much,
Thank you.
sir.
We'll just take the last question. Yeah.
Hello, Ritesh sir. It's very nice having here you. Your aura is really magical. One thing I want to ask you that आपने इतने बड़े बिजनेस के बारे में एक आइडिया के बारे में सोचा और आपने उसको बढ़ाया. You are an entrepreneur. एक एंटरप्रेन्योर की लाइफ में एक टाइम आता है जब उसको एक ट्रेड ऑफ करना होता है कि बिजनेस आगे बढ़ाना है या उसको स्टेबलाइज करना है. बाय स्टेबलाइजिंग आई मीन कि कीपिंग योर एम्प्लॉयज़ हैप्पी. मतलब इट इज़ स्टार्टअप फॉर यू बट फॉर दोज हु आर वर्किंग फॉर यू इट्स अ जॉब, इट्स अ रेगुलर जॉब. सो वो आपके अंडर काम करके आपके साथ जुड़ के खुश है कि नहीं. आई हैव सीन दैट मतलब बहुत सारे जो कंपनीज़ होते हैं उनके जो फाउंडर्स होते हैं वो मतलब स्टार्ट तो करते हैं टू टेकिंग ऑल द पीपल विद देम, लेकिन जैसे जैसे आगे बढ़ते हैं दे started taking care of growth and all that. लेकिन जो उनके अंडर जो ग्राउंड लेवल ग्रास रूट लेवल पे जो एम्प्लॉयज़ काम कर रहे हैं मे बी दे आर नॉट हैप्पी, मे बी लाइक ओवर वर्किंग प्रेशर एंड समथिंग बट एवरी वन इज़ रेजिंग कि हाँ मतलब जो फाउंडर है उनका एक विजन है उसको पूरा करना है. सो वॉट इज़ एक्चुअल सक्सेस मीन्स लाइक कीपिंग योर एम्प्लॉयज़ हैप्पी हु आर वर्किंग विथ यू एट ग्रास रूट लेवल और थिंकिंग अहेड ग्रोइंग
ये
योरसेल्फ.
बहुत ही अच्छा सवाल है। देखिए मुझे लगता है कि कंपनीज जब ग्रो करती हैं, एक समय ऐसा भी हुआ था, आप लोग को याद होगा कि इन रिफ्लेक्शन मुझे लगता है कि कोई भी एक मेट्रिक को लेकर के अगर आप ज़्यादा फोकस हो जाएं, जैसे कुछ कंपनीज होती हैं जो कि सिर्फ कस्टमर्स को लेकर के ज़्यादा फोकस हो जाते हैं, कुछ होते हैं जो कि सिर्फ अपने मर्चेंट्स या B2B पार्टनर्स को लेके हो जाते हैं। मुझे लगता है कि एक एंटरप्रेन्योर के लिए जो आपका सवाल मैं समझना चाह रहा हूँ कि सही बैलेंस करने का समय कब है कि जब आप अपने कंपनी की ग्रोथ पे भी ध्यान दें, एम्प्लॉयज़ पे भी ध्यान दें, कस्टमर्स पे भी ध्यान दें और मर्चेंट्स पे भी ध्यान दें। हमारे लिए वो कोविड में हुआ। आई थिंक उसके पहले भी हम लोग कई हिस्सों में कोशिश करते थे, पर कोविड में फ्रैंकली हमारे पास चॉइस नहीं बचा, क्योंकि उस समय में जितने हमारे कॉम्पिटिटर या फिर दूसरे टेक कंपनीज थी, they were all growing rapidly, right? They were like those companies were growing, having great commercial success, and we had lost 60% revenue overnight, being in the travel business, right? So in effect, you had to keep your team members happy, customers happy, and owners happy because everybody had other choices. Correct. Your team members had choices to go work with any tech company they wanted because all those companies were giving pay rises. हमारे यहाँ पे तो पे राइज देने की हिम्मत ही नहीं थी, क्योंकि कोविड में तो मतलब किसी तरीके से सर्वाइव हो जाए उसकी लड़ाई चल रही थी। कोई भी टूरिज्म बिजनेस के लिए वही सिचुएशन था। बट आई हैव लर्न दैट इन द लॉन्ग टर्म देयर आर 2 or 3 थिंग्स दैट स्पेसिफिकली टीम मेंबर्स पे जो मैंने देखा है या एम्प्लॉयज़ में जो मैंने देखा है कि वैल्यूएबल होती है। लोग हमें कई बार कहते हैं कि रितेश ओयो तो आज इतनी बड़ी कंपनी हो गई, आप अपने आप को स्टार्टअप क्यों बुलाते हैं? फेयर क्वेश्चन। तो मेरा डेफिनेशन ऑफ स्टार्टअप ये है कि जब तक आपने ग्रास रूट टीम मेंबर की बात करी, जब तक ग्रास रूट टीम मेंबर आपकी कंपनी की तकदीर बदलने की हिम्मत रखता है, तब तक आप स्टार्टअप है। जिस दिन ग्रास रूट टीम मेंबर स्पोक इन द व्हील बन गया, यानी कि वो है नहीं, आपकी कंपनी चल रही है, उस समय में आप स्टार्टअप से बदल गए। तो जो लोग हमारे साथ आके जुड़ते हैं वो मोर और लेस उस टाइप के लोग होते हैं जिनको ये रहता है कि मैं बड़े कॉर्पोरेट में बड़े समय से काम कर रहा हूँ, पर मुझे ना डिफरेंस क्रिएट करने का मौका नहीं मिल रहा। मुझे मतलब मैं जो काम कर रहा हूँ उससे कंपनी की ज़िंदगी बदलेगी, मैं वो चाहता हूँ या चाहती हूँ। तो मुझे लगता है ऐसे लोगों के साथ में आसानी हो जाती है टू बी एबल टू मेक श्योर दैट यू हैव द सेम माइंड सेट इन टर्म्स ऑफ कॉन्टेक्स्ट। तो पहला होता है कि माइंड सेट सिमिलर हो तो आसानी पड़ती है। तो वो भी फाउंडर नहीं बन गए, मतलब इन द सेंस ऑफ सेइंग रिस्क टेकिंग एपेटाइट, बट एक तरीके से वो बहुत बड़ा रिस्क ले रहे हैं कि वो एक ट्रेडिशनल जॉब को छोड़ के जहाँ पे बड़ा इम्पैक्ट क्रिएट कर सकते हो चूज करके आ रहे हैं। दूसरी चीज़ होती है कि अगर वो रिस्क ले रहे हैं तो उसका इम्पैक्ट क्या है? उसका इम्पैक्ट है बेहतर सीखने का अपॉर्चुनिटी, बेहतर वेल्थ क्रिएशन। पर उसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि ये स्प्रिंट हो जाए, जिसका मतलब ये है कि एंटरप्रेन्योरियल जर्नी इज इन माय व्यू नॉट अ स्प्रिंट रेस, नॉट इवन अ मैराथन। मेरे हिसाब से एंडलेस दौड़ है, तो ये कभी खत्म नहीं होने वाली। तो उस तरीके से चलाना अपने बिजनेस को और अपने टीम मेंबर्स के साथ में जहाँ पे वो कॉग्निजेंट और रियलिटी चेक रहे कि ये 2 महीने में आप कोई मतलब दुनिया जीतने नहीं वाले, उसके बाद वापस काम आने वाला है। मैं आपको बताता हूँ, जब मैं 10वीं कक्षा में था तब मुझे पेरेंट्स ने कहा बस 10वीं खत्म कर लो, लाइफ सेट है। फिर 12वीं हुई, उन्होंने कहा 12वीं कर लो, फिर लाइफ सेट है। मैंने कहा अब मैं इस चक्कर से बाहर निकलने वाला हूँ। पर आप लोग ऑलरेडी ये सुनते हो कि 12वीं के बाद होता है कि अंडर ग्रेड कॉलेज कर लो, फिर लाइफ सेट है, फिर पोस्ट ग्रेजुएट कर लो, क्योंकि लाइफ भी एंडलेस दौड़ है ना जी। लाइफ भी ऐसे नहीं होता कि 2 साल में हो गया। मतलब वो जब आप 45 साल के हैं तब भी आप अपने प्रमोशन के लिए जूझ रहे हैं, तब भी आप अपने बच्चों के समय के लिए जूझ रहे हैं। दैट स्ट्रगल इज रियल। तो मेरे हिसाब से वही कॉन्टेक्स्ट इज ट्रू फॉर एनी जॉब इन एंटरप्रेन्योरियल सर्कल। तो मेरे हिसाब से द शॉर्ट आंसर इज आई फुली एग्री विथ यू कि बैलेंस जो है एक समय लाना चाहिए कंपनीज में। हमारे लिए वो कोविड में आया है और हम कोशिश करें कि हम उस रास्ते में और बढ़ें।
Thank you so much, Ritesh. Thank you for all the nuggets of wisdom we have got here. बहुत धन्यवाद.